500 day 2. Now this is a bit of a meme strategy, so fair warning, but it's also kind of legit. I'm using Khadgar with his normal equipment. Blizzard. We're using our third equipment on Rattlegore here, which is key to the strategy. Rogers is also very important. We're using her first equipment. And ranks on the Skyguard ability only give 1 attack each, so these are not important and they're more expensive. Although this passive here of immune while attacking pirates is very important. And ranks here are actually, the scale's much better than itself. So you're going to want to have a decent number of points there. And then Medivh is using his counter ward, and these guys are just here for artillery strike. So this strategy does have failure conditions, so you're going to have to re-roll some unless you get lucky. And it can fail at any point during the fight, but when it works, it's funny. So I decided to make a video on it. Now it's best if this has no attack, because it gives you more options to get your Hearthfire turn done. You can just let it hit you, assuming you have enough hit points on your Rogers and your Khadgar to take the hit. But this would need to taunt for us to do that anyway, so we're just going to do this. We're going to try to kill the right guy first, and then Shivers. And the reason for that is he's going to turn red easiest, and when he's dead, then usually Shivers will turn red on a Soggy cast, and that allows you to kill him quicker than if you just tried to focus Shivers down, especially with how Rogers scales. So here we're just hoping things don't kill us. Okay, we lost Khadgar, so that's a reroll. It might even be best to just reroll until you get no attack on the right ad. I'm including this reroll just to show you that this isn't the most consistent opener, but it still seems like it should work a decent amount of the time, and the AI does like to just spam Soggy. At least it did on the time that this worked for me. So this roll should be okay. This attack could be a problem, because sometimes you have to let both of these just hit you. Both swinging. So this hits Khadgar, obviously that's not going to work. But if he goes here and assumes that he could double swing and swings that here, or if it targets Rattlegore, then either Rattlegore dies and it random targets and hits Rogers, or Rattlegore dies, still hits the new Rattlegore. That would work. Or we can delay our Hearthfire until the next turn. I think we're going to delay, because then this guy will be... No, he won't be red. We didn't get lucky on that. This needs to taunt for... And now, we don't even really have to look at their abilities. So we're just hoping. So the time that this worked for me, the AI thought that it could kill my Khadgar. And it had enough attack to kill him, but the Hearthfire itself put him out of range of death. And so what ended up happening is they split targets, because they thought he was going to die, and the other hit on Rogers, and Khadgar went to like 8 hit points. So we might need something like that. Or just, if we could quit getting these high attack rolls. Just have like really high shadow anomaly. That would be great. Okay, we got a taunt this time, and he's low. Okay, this should work. So we do our Hearthfire. Want all our damage on the right. He's obviously going to taunt, but fine. And at the end of this fight, we want to actually kill Rattlegore completely. Because he does this same thing on Cthulhu and gets in the way of our birds. So now you just do this every turn. And we're going to go for this guy first, and then try to get him turned red. Now, this 3-speed, if that ever hits your Khadgar or your Rogers and turns them red, the strategy falls apart. So you're reliant on him deciding to cast that here, or just not casting it. And we're focusing here. Trying to get Shivers himself turned red. That can't really happen while this guy's alive. Because Soggy is the same speed as the ability that the right ad always uses. And when we're getting towards the end, we can think about swinging with Rattlegore to try to get him to die at the opportune time. Okay, we got Shivers red, perfect. This taunt's in our way, but that's alright.
Job's done.
Still want the scaling on Rogers. We would really like to kill Shivers before this, so we may even want to not swing sometimes so that this stays alive if it taunts. Okay, so here's a problem. If this turns Rogers or Khadgar red, we can be in trouble. Okay, it did. Now you can still win if Khadgar dies, but then you can't kill off your Rattlegore. So now we're just hoping we can finish Shivers without losing our Khadgar. This is bad here. Oh, and he did that as well. So he acted fast and made our Rogers so bad. So now we're on RNG. Survive. That's really good. Hit one of these, no. Okay. So, he's trying to kill my Khadgar. So I need to do this, even though it wastes a turn. I might want to try to get Rattlegore killed off. He's got so much health left. So this is more unfortunate than the run I won on previously. We're trying to survive an RNG. So it does 75 only. So I could... So he can survive a hit. Good. Fine, good. So we really want to kill off this Rattlegore. So much so that I may do this. No, that's not going to work. It'll random target. I'm going to heal. I'm going to stall a bit and try to get this Rattlegore dead. That's the outcome we're looking for. This is risky, but we've got enough attack here that we can just finish him off. So if we don't want to take the risk, we can just go. Or we can try to get Rattlegore to die. It's at 31. So he still needs to die 7 times. I don't think we can die 7 times. So we're just gonna kill him and deal with the Rattlegore in the last fight. So ideally you get him killed off and everybody else survives, but we had bad RNG, so we got forced into this. Now we just hit artillery, which isn't too bad odds because we have 3 out of our 6 are artillery mercenaries. Okay, we hit it. This should be a win, but it's kind of an annoying win. Now, with this setup, it's best... since Khadgar survived, we don't need any specific treasure, so Aluneth be the best treasure. If your Khadgar died, but you kept Rattlegore, then getting Bird Buddy on Medivh is the best, because that gives you a way to put attack on your counter ward without Hearthfire. And then that will allow you to get an extra bird in play. But Aluneth is actually what we're looking for. None of this matters. We got the Aluneth. That'll speed up our kill here. And because we have Rattlegore alive, having sufficient ranks on your birds for them to actually kill Cthulhu within 90 turns is a little bit of a concern. Because it's going to take us 23 turns to kill off Rattlegore. That means 23 turns of 1 less bird in play. So you lose a substantial amount of damage because of Rattlegore. And here, none of this should matter. Let's take the... I guess we'll take this, because we're trying to kill him off anyway. Definitely don't want these. Recoup a little bit of the damage with that treasure, I guess. Pretty inconsequential amount, though, considering he's going to have like 270,000 hit points. So we cannot put Medivh in play, and we cannot put Khadgar in play. We're going to eat up one of his deaths. And I guess we'll kill... I guess we can get a For the Alliance off. So we'll kill off these 2. Since we have Khadgar, so you could use Genn if you lose Khadgar, as he can create a taunt, and then that protects your turns where you're summoning birds. And Medivh can also buff the taunt with Mage Guard if it starts to get low from the tentacle hits. And then if you got Bird Buddy and you buffed the attack on your ward, and then kill that taunt off and get an extra bird. If you didn't, then you can just leave the taunt alive, and it will protect you, and you can heal it with Mage Guard if you need. But since we have Khadgar still, we're just going to sacrifice Genn.
Job's done.
Now he gets buffed again, so right now he's only got 25,000. Now it's 280,000. Oh, okay, so we actually leave somebody on the bench here. There's a Rattlegore. I don't think it matters. Just gonna do this and go ahead and buff our ward. Get rid of Khadgar once he's done his job.
Time for a lesson, insolent pup.
Okay, so turn 1, you need to taunt someone, since we're killing off Rattlegore, to lose taunt, so you can't taunt him. You need to taunt someone with 12 attack or more, so either here or here. You always counter yourself because this summon is not counterable. But you need your counter ward to protect you from the 7 speed. Okay, and then we get attack on our ward. And you have to keep in mind he loses attack when he respawns. So if he ever gets down to 0, make sure you have a taunt in the way while he's at 0. So you might have to use some mage guards on your protect those turns until you finally get rid of him. But for now, everybody should have attack because of Earthfire. Even if he dies, he'll come back with enough.
Job's done.
So we can get a bird out already. As you can see there, if that had not been buffed by Hearthfire, it would have been a problem. So we're going to keep Khadgar alive for a moment into space. You have to keep in mind that thing I just mentioned about Rattlegore's attack value. So without that 50 attack, he'd be getting really low attack already. And he should just always spam tentacles if you do this correctly. And we actually use Arcane Surge, because it ramps the bird.
Job's done.
Should still be fine on attack with Rattlegore. I'll be able to go faster once we get to our end board state without Rattlegore. To think a little bit here so I don't mess up. Biggest thing is just don't let him get to 0 attack, or don't let him get below 12 attack. 0 is not even the right point. So next turn we want Khadgar dead. This should be ramped enough. Actually, that bird to go before this bird. Still have his attack.
Job's done.
And towards the end, so if he keeps hitting this ward, this starts to get low at all, you can just mage guard it to ensure that die. Okay, so here, kill off our Khadgar, but we'll ramp first. It's this bird. Still got enough attack, so we're fine without a taunt.
Job's done.
And actually, because of the Cursed Blade, he'll probably run out of health before attack. So that's a really nice treasure to have just for that. Otherwise, every turn that he is out with 12 or below 12 attack, just have to mage guard something with attack instead. Oh, he's finally gone off the board.
Job's done.
Fine. And same thing with the birds. If he starts sending tentacles into the bird and it's got less than 4 HP left, you can go ahead and do a guard to bump it back up. We're just gonna act this. Because we selected that bird first, it will one that gets the main rift. We'll shortcut to avoid having to retarget so much. Just waiting on Rattlegore. Kill off Rogers as well.
Job's done.
Still got enough attack. So yeah, he's losing -2, -5 per turn, so we're not going to have to worry about his attack. So as you could see, if we didn't have this equipment here, he would already be at 6 attack. So on these turns, we would already be mage guarding, say our Medivh, or one of these birds, and then just letting those tentacles hit into those targets instead until Rattlegore was gone for these final 10 turns that he's alive. And with rank 25 birds, this process with 3 birds in play takes around 40 turns. And you can get it lower if you've got that 4th bird out earlier. The Alaneth is also speeding it up. So the 40 turn number is without Alaneth. But you should, even with the worst treasures and the worst RNG get here, you should be able to win in less than 90 turns if you've got sufficiently high level birds. So worst RNG would be Rattlegore still alive, didn't manage to kill him off, and then no Alaneth. And no bird buddy. The bird buddy's the, if you lose, say you lost your Khadgar, so you had to bring Rattlegore here, and this had 0 attack. You got bird buddy, you'll put some attack on this in one of the early turns, and then kill the bird buddy off to make space for an extra bird. Okay, so he always has at least 50 with this, so like he doesn't end up going negative from the resummon. It's just bringing him back up above positive. That's good to know. So if you have that cursed blade, you never have to worry about his attack value. These birds are getting big enough that I think usually you win when the birds have around 3,000 damage hits, 3,500 damage hits.
Job's done.
So they're starting to get up there to where barely gonna kill Rattlegore off before Khadgar ends up dying. Like he still has over 200k health, but this ramp starts to get crazy. I guess we're only like halfway ramped, so get quite a few turns of extra bird in play. So with Rogers, I guess that for the Alliance attack, you won't be able to benefit from it because she'll die swinging in. And I think you lose the benefit if she's dead. So I'll probably just attack with her 5 speed instead.
Job's done.
It'll do a tiny bit more damage. 2 more Rattlegore deaths. Last one. So I could have summoned a bird this turn and left Rogers on the bench instead of killing her. Could have thought of that, but this is fine too.
Show them what we're made of.
Finish with. So she'll die. This gets summoned, and we want all these to act afterwards, so they ramp the new bird.
Job's done.
I should have also put this biggest bird on the far left, so I could just go left to right. But that's fine, we'll just start. Have been. One extra click. And now the only thing we're watching out for is if something gets below 4 hit points, we can page guard it. So if you manage to kill your Rattlegore during the first fight, then you could be at this board state a lot earlier.
Job's done.
So that's it, now we just go through the motions. almost there. Down into the 5-digit range. It's what, 62,000? I'm doing like 50k a turn or something. Okay, 2 more turns. Now you could cut 2 artillery strikes and squeeze in Malchezaar and Hook Tusk and do this with that strategy. It's a little bit complicated, and then you have to hit single artillery strike out of 6 guys being alive. Actually, I don't think you can do that strategy with this because Rattlegore messes up your board. Maybe it would be fine though. There's probably a way to do it. You'd have to bring out Hook Tusk first, get him blue, and then bring Malchezaar afterwards. It would probably work. I'd have to think about it though. So there you have it. Rattlegore. And for some reason, he's alive. It only took 50 turns, which is less than some of the other runs that I've done. But good luck.